Hello and welcome to the Roman Theatre in Verulamium in Hertfordshire, England. So this is a Roman theatre behind me where shows, plays, dramatic performances and also potentially gladiatorial fights to the death would have taken place. I'm here to look at this and one thing in particular which is part of the local settlement of this site, where there is a subterranean shrine which I've managed to just glimpse before, but I've got a new tool which I'm hoping is going to help me see a bit more of it. So join me. You can probably see in the middle there, in front of there's a column there, but there's a modern stage. So they actually still hold dramatic performances here, and I think there's a festival coming up in the spring. So it's a nice continuation there from the ancient to the modern. And here is what it would have looked like. Quite impressive. So I think that I have actually been into the centre of the space there in front of me, but I think because they've got this show on and they've set this up that they seem to have restricted it at the moment, but you can usually get into the middle there, but you can pretty much see everything from here anyway. Going to head down this bank and get a little bit closer. Try and avoid the struggling grass there. So I'm not going to go much further than this, but just to show the pillar there, which is highly impressive. There would have been more of those, obviously. Yeah, that could have been the last thing you saw, standing in the middle of there. So that was the main theatre section. So I'm just heading now to probably the lesser visited part of the site, which just says more excavations here, and is some outlines of houses and buildings and things like that. So, but this is where the shrine is, over in the corner. So I'll be there in a moment. Here we have some of the buildings that have been laid out. Carpenter's shop, bronze worker's shop, so there must have been some finds relating to that. Position of timber shops there, and a wine shop at the end. I'm not sure if you can make that out. Let me Here's some more building layouts here. A bit more pronounced than the other ones. And here is an underground shrine, which you can see my issue in getting decent footage of this grill, obviously to stop people falling in or climbing in, but I've got something which might help with that.
So apologies for the echo on the sound as the button slipped slightly, and forgive the shaky camera work here. The reason for that will be explained in a moment. There's also no background sound for this bit of the video inside the shrine itself, so I'll do my best to narrate some of what we're seeing. But what we can make out is the original brick arch that may have formed a niche, and, if it's like other shrines I've seen, it may have held devotional objects or idols of the gods. As you can see, I've slowed down the footage here to get a better look at the bricks, and there are some glimpses of the other end of the shrine, set as it is in deep foliage and vines. Finally, there are some shots of the floor and a bit of the far end of the shrine itself. So despite the shaky cam and the dense creepers, this is the best sight I've ever had of this fascinating location. And now the view pans round to the far end and the closer niche, before I return to the more standard, if a bit echoey, footage.
So I'm just sitting on the edge of the shrine now, and I've used my magical tool, which is an interesting little endoscope, which I actually got with this particular grate in mind, but I think it will probably serve me well going forward actually. So time will tell, but I think I've got some quite reasonable shots of the interior of the shrine there, certainly towards this end, which I'm closest to. So the shrine itself is obviously Roman era, but probably Romano-British, so potentially some sort of compound deity being worshipped there. And here we have a bit of information. This is a statue of Venus found at one of the workshops. And as we head back now, that's pretty much the extent of this particular site. We'll just get one more glimpse of the theatre before we leave. So pretty much back where it began. Thanks for joining me on this subterranean adventure to have a look at a shrine, or a closer look at a shrine, which has intrigued me for quite some time. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and most importantly subscribe. And you can also support the channel via Subscribe Star. Details in the description. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.